Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, Harry Potter meets One Punch Man concepts, boring main characters, a one-note joke, horrible art styles, and some cool new manga releases. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listener discretion is advised. Episode 440, Mashle, Magic, and Muscle. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host, Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope all of you are doing well out there in internet land, and hope you've had a great week. I've been doing pretty good for the most part. A couple of bumps in the road, but you know, we got to keep trucking, got to keep moving, got to keep going on. And I hope you're excited for a fun-filled manga review, because this one I'm kind of shocked that I've never read before. But if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Spiraken, or some podcasts inventing reviews about connected enhanced narratives, is a podcast where we talk about fun, geeky topics, and we tell you the pros and cons about it. Since it's the manga review, obviously we're talking about manga. I tell you how the art style is, the overarching plot, the characters, the production quality, and most importantly, if it's worth investing your time in or not. You don't have to agree with anything that I and my co-hosts say, but we try to be educational, enlightening, exciting, and most importantly, entertaining. You can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and various other social media sites. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can email me personally at Zan, that's X-A-N, @Spiraken.com, or you can tweet me at Spiraken. And if you like what we do, support our Patreon to help us create more fun contents for you to enjoy. Now that that's out of the way, let's actually get to the podcast, because if you remember from the last episode, I spun that only the Wheel of Manga. And it dictated to be there reviewing a manga that was written by Hajime Komoto and published by Shueisha, which means it's brought over here by Viz Media. This is a weekly Shonen Jump title, so you can take that as it is. It is a shonen series that is also an adventure comedy fantasy, and it came originally in January 2020, and it's still coming out now. There are 8 volumes right now, and this title is known simply as Mashle, Magic, and Muscle. So to explain this manga is just to explain a simple concept. This is Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. That's it. It is the story of Mashle Bernadred, a young man who has been raised by this older gentleman who adopts him to be the best he can be in this world of magic. There's only one small problem. Mashle has no magic whatsoever. He was born with nothing. However, in order to combat this, he has been working out since he was a baby, and he is at ridiculous levels of working out. When we first meet Mashle, he is lifting up weights that are 10 times bigger than him, and he's just one-arming it, which is ridiculous. So he is super, super strong. And his grandfather tells him not to leave their house, don't go to town, it's not good. But Mashle, being a weird kid who's obsessed with cream puffs, literally cream puffs, he eats them like no tomorrow, ends up going to town, and the local wizard police find out about him. So they try to arrest him. They try to arrest his grandpa. He beats them all up with how fast and strong he is. Like, he moves like the Flash and can grab swans out of their hands and crush them. So after a confrontation, the lead investigator says, listen, if you stop us, we're going to keep going after you. However, I have a proposition for you. If you go to the local magic school, this academy, the Easton Magic Academy, and become one of their divine visionaries, which are their highest level prefix, so the best student there is, we will leave you and your grandfather alone. Okay? And he's like, sure, no problem, I could do this, no problem. And they're like, he does realize he doesn't have magic, right? Because you need magic to get in this magic school. He ends up applying for this school. Opening day, you have a Snape-esque vice president who doesn't want anyone who he doesn't like into the school, and sees Mashle not even paying attention to his speech. Mashle is sitting there doing curls, reading fitness magazines, and just ignoring him entirely. He's like, no, I don't want this musclehead in my school, so I'm going to do everything I can to fail him. Only problem is that Mashle is able to overcome every single thing with using his muscles. Like, he actually intimidates this squiggling test to stop just by being like, stop, because he's so scary with his muscle power. And then later on, they're doing a test on flying, and instead of him using the broom to fly, when you know how to say up, and it jumps up into his hand, he steps on the ground and sends the broomstick flying in his hand, and then he throws the broomstick, jumps on the broomstick, and then kind of rides it along. It's kind of ridiculous. And then he ends up getting into school because the headmaster likes him and he wants him to become someone like an enforcer. And yeah, that is the story in general. It is Mash trying to become a divine visionary and the hijinks he ensues because he is just a muscle-bound idiot who he just used his strength for everything. Whenever he does magic, it goes horribly wrong. And for some reason, whenever he cooks or tries doing a potion, it always comes up as a cream puff. Like I said, cream puffs are a joke. And the other students are amused or horrified by his antics. His roommate, Finn, has the ability to swap places with people, and he's kind of been bullied, but he is there for Mash because Mash protects him. Then you have Mash's rival, Lance, who has a major sister complex. Like, he wants to join the school, become the divine visionary because it'll get him money so he can save his sister. So this is kind of a weird comedy series that is, like I said, it's Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. However, it lacks the charm of both of them. The art style is like one. It looks like a mixture of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, but it's not as compelling or intriguing. I don't understand why this is popular. I mean, some people say, oh, it's because the comedy is funny, and it's like, yeah, the joke is he has super strength, and maybe I just don't get it. That could be why, but I've read better. I've read so much better. Especially when you have the whole Harry Potter, like the alternative magical world that's hidden from the non-magical folk. I've read better. This is not good. It's just kind of boring. The art style is nothing to talk about. I may have chuckled twice in 2 volumes. I mean, the only thing I find interesting is that you have all the characters with different powers, just like with every Shonen Jump series, how it's like, oh, everyone has their own powers that's unique to them. I'm fine with that. And some are intriguing, like being able to swap places with people, manipulating gravity, creating explosions, being kooky. The one guy who's able to create and manipulate swords is really cool. But overall, I was not a fan of this. I gave it 2 volumes, because currently 2 volumes are out, and the 3rd one came out yesterday, which we'll talk about in the releases. But as I said, the art style is abysmal. It looks like One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, but not as good. The magical world looks a little different, but nothing to write home about. The characters, they have the fact they have different power. It's been done with Shonen Jump. It's nothing original, nothing that really stands out. And Mash himself, I have no reason to give a crap about his mission. I really don't. I mean, yeah, he's trying to stay with his grandfather, but he doesn't have a goal that I find, there's nothing that makes me interested in him. He's not interesting. He's not like Saitama in Mob, where they have their quirks, but you like them. Nothing about him I like. And it's not even the protagonist sucks, so all the side characters are good, because all the side characters, I don't like any of them. I really don't. I don't like the rival. I don't like the roommate. I don't like the girl who likes him because she's crazy. I don't like the senior in his house, because they gave him houses. He's an Adler house. This is just poorly done. I don't know why a series like this is not made for a short series. This is a longer run than something like Candy Flurry, which was intriguing and engaging, and they did something really different, and it gets canceled after 40 volumes, 40 chapters, and this is still going on. I don't understand it. I'm just getting into a loop, so I'm just going to say this. Out of our rating system, I'm going to have to give this our second lowest rating, which is typical reading material at your local correctional facility or psychiatric institute. There's only one good thing about this, and that's a couple of the magic spells are intriguing. Besides that, this is super generic, super lazy, and I don't understand why this is a thing. I really don't. There are so many better manga. Why this one? I don't know. Now, if you've read Mashle and you think differently, email me, zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know what I am not seeing here because I can't get it. I don't. I don't like any of the characters, and it's just poorly done. It really is. But I digress. Remember, you can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com, where we have our manga review, movie review, Television Tuesday, our Zan's Extraordinary Superhero Examination. You can check out our YouTube channel to check out our trailer reactions and our videos. And if you join our Patreon, one of our 4 different tiers, there are tons of great rewards, including behind-the-scenes videos, some audio that was never released, and more importantly than that, you get some input on what I review next. So definitely join and check that out. But I think we should get to that part that everyone's been enjoying, and that is the manga releases for the week. And these are what came out on November 2nd, 2021. We have 28 titles that came out, and I gotta say, we got some good ones that came out this week. First off, we've got A Centaur's Life Volume 20, which it's a Centaur's life, it's okay. A Life Turned Upside Down, My Dad's an Alcoholic, the manga. It's a one-shot that I've heard some very good things about. Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter, the light novel, Volume 3. Black Clover, Volume 27. Chronicles of an Aristocrat Reborn in Another World, Volume 2. Classroom of the Elite light novel, Volume 10. Destiny Lovers, Volume 8. Dr. Stone, Volume 19. The Evil Overlord of an Intergalactic Empire, Volume 1, the light novel. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Golden Wind, Volume 2, Love Me Not, Volume 2. Now, the one that I've been waiting for, and I'm so excited because it's coming out this week, and unfortunately, my local store doesn't have it, so I have to order this online, but Lupin the Third, Greatest Heist, the classic manga collection. Yes, the ultimate collection of the best and greatest of Lupin the Third's heists in manga form. I am totally excited for this. So, yeah, that came out this week. You had Made in Abyss Official Anthology, Layer 3, White Whistle Melancholy, the manga. Mashle, Magic and Muscles, Volume 3. My Hero Academia, Ultra Analysis, the ultimate official character guide, which is all the background for all the characters in one interesting manga. My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, Volume 2, the manga. No Matter What You Say, Furusan is Scary, Volume 1, which I think is a spinoff of No Matter What You Say, It's Your Guys' Fault That I'm Not Popular. I think it's a spinoff. I'd have to check it out, though. Anyway, Pompo the Cinephile, Volume 2. Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling, Volume 2. Skip and Loafer, Volume 2. Snow White with the Red Hair, Volume 16. Species Domain, Volume 2. Sundome Milky Way, Volume 2. Takani and Hana, Volume 18, the limited edition and the regular edition. The King's Beast, Volume 4, the manga. The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, Volume 2. And then finally, Undead Unluck, Volume 4. Now, for me, as you can guess, Lupin the Third is my big get for this week, but also Skip and Loafer has me excited. Snow White with the Red Hair, the My Hero Academia Ultra Analysis and Vigilantes, and then finally the other one is going to be Dr. Stone Volume 19. Which of these mangas and light novels are you excited about? Let me know in the show notes, or you can email me personally. So I think that's about it for this episode. As usual, guys and girls, thank you for listening to this podcast. Every time I see you guys listening and submitting questions and just reacting and joining and following me on all the different stuff, it puts a smile on my face and gives me the strength to keep on going because I want to do this as long as I can. And I'm going to do this as long as I can until I'm an old man. I'm going to review manga until I'm super old. And Greta's like, why are you reading that manga? And I'm like, I'm talking to my fans. That's what we're going to do. But thank you very much. Thank you guys for still listening after all this time. I mean, 440 episodes. That's a trip. I didn't expect to get this far. And I'm going to keep going as long as I can. But let's get to the part which has made this podcast famous, the part that we're all been waiting for. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So when I spin that Wheel of Manga, whatever number it lands on, the manga in that spot is the one I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 441. And we have some great titles in here, some that are really cool and some that are really depraved. I think that the most interesting of them all is definitely Living Room Matsunaga-san, and the most depraved, you could say, is Sex Ed 120%. So let's spin and see what we're going to review in the next episode, shall we? Because I'm kind of excited. Number 2, again, I've been getting that a lot. I think I got to fix this wheel, probably tighten it up. But in the next episode, I'm reviewing a manga about a boy who's been cursed from a young age to not be able to touch anything living ever again lest it die. Yes, we're talking about that romance goth series, The Duke of Death and His Maid. We'll talk about that next week. But as usual, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time, and keep reading manga. See you later.